Alright everybody, how's it going? ALTX here with more NR2003 2020 season, and this is the first point scramble of the season. For those who did not see the informational video, point scrambles are a little interesting thing that I did to replace short tracks and tracks that just don't work, like Martinsville, Bristol. Ooh, do I have Bristol in here still? I don't know. No, yeah, I replaced Martinsville, I replaced Bristol, Pocono, Indy. Those tracks just don't work. So those are the tracks that are replaced. There's 5 of them. This is the first of 5. This is going to be a short 20-lap sprint or 5% race distance sprint, no pit stops, to decide the top 15 that make the final. And then the final is just going to be a same distance sprint, a 20-lap sprint to the finish. Only the top 3 finishers in these get rewarded. First place gets 20 regular points, 3 playoff points. Second place gets 10 regular points, 2 playoff points. Third place gets 5 regular points and 1 playoff point. Nothing else is awarded. So although the rewards are not really that big, the big thing here is that nobody else gets the rewards from finishing in these. That's where the excitement comes from, that and the value. So we're just gonna go straight through the starting lineup. Obviously these guys in the back are probably not gonna make it, but hey, you never know. Joey Gase, Timmy Hill, Chad Fincham, Brennan Poole, BJ McLeod, Quinn Hoff, Reed Sorensen, Michael McDowell, Daniel Suarez, Ryan Newman, Cole Custer, J.J. Yaley, Brennan Gaughan, John Henry Nemechek, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher, Bevel Wallace, Corey LaJoie, Ross Chastain, Justin Haley, Ryan Preece, Ty Dillon, Christopher Bell, Eric Jones, Eric Almirola, Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Austin Dillon, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson. On the third row is Matt DiBenedetto and Denny Hamlin. Fourth is Kyle Busch. Third is William Byron. On the outside pole is Kyle Larson. And starting on pole today is his teammate Kurt Busch. Obviously, what you want to do here is take care of your stuff. Starting at the front is important. This isn't the race where you gain anything. This is just to make it into the show. Although once we get back here to about row 6 or 7, with Hemrick, Harvick, Blaney, these guys around here, this is where the mess is going to be. You've got to race back there, because if you're not qualified within that top 15, you're going to have to end up racing your way into the final. So we're just going to go quiet here for the command. Let's not ruin it.
Drivers, start your engines!
And there it is. We'll take a look at the points after this is over, so we can get a good scope of how this could possibly... Alright. Pace car. Well, so after this is over and we see who's going to make that final 15, we'll take a look at the points and get a good estimate of how this could possibly affect things. I can tell you this, that Chase Elliott's DNF definitely plummeted in points. I've got it on my right screen right here. Chase Elliott, yeah, he went from first all the way to 7th in points. However, that doesn't mean much for him, considering 1st through 7th in points is only separated by an 11-point gap. Actually, it's Kyle Larson leading the points over Bowman by 1 point. Very, very, very tight at the front. Obviously, it's those wins that matter, which Kyle Larson does have one as the pace car pulls off. It'll be Kurt Busch, the last man, or the 16th man in points, looking for some more points, although right now we're just trying to figure out who makes the big show. Green flag is out at Rockingham. Ooh, already Brennan Gaughan on the wall, coming out of turn 2. I don't even think I made an explosive... Oh, look out, Larson's really high. Larson shuffled up early, losing ground. They're about 4 wide off the corner there. I'm shocked they haven't wrecked yet going 4 wide like that. That is very dangerous. William Byron already challenging for that lead. As they all come off the turn. Oh, that is Tyler Reddick and Brad Keselowski in the wall. We're looking for his back here. Kyle Larson started 2nd, and he's all the way back here, already in grave danger of falling out of this top 15 transfer spot. Let's see where he is now. Yeah, 14th. Right here is the pocket we really need to be watching, as the field comes flying out of turn 2. I didn't even make an explicit announcement that we're at Rockingham, which I think is cool. This is a great racetrack. Look at the racing refined. Cars are all over the place. They're fanning out like crazy. And man, we were talking about Kyle Larson. He is dropping like a rock. That is not good for the points leader. But hey, if the right people make the final, And if the right people finish top 3, it might not matter for him at all. That's the thing. It's a very little reward. Oh, you see the chop side just doesn't seem to work. Yeah, because of 95-40. Yeah, whoa, Harvick got the wall there a little bit, it seems. At the front, Byron's maintained a good lead over the field. As they all come flying out of turn 2 again. Yeah, if somebody like Denny Hamlin makes the final and wins it, he's not going to be able to pass Kyle Larson in points. That's what he's hoping for. But Hamlin's not exactly safe. Currently running 12th. Currently the first man out is Jimmy Johnson. And go ahead and make him third man out. Looks like that's going to be... Oh, Johnson smacks the outside wall. Doesn't look like he's going to be in the final this time. He's pretty much out of it. That's the 17 of Chris Buescher, who really needs this. Chris Buescher has had a horrible season up to this point. 3 DNFs in 7 races. He's currently sat 34th in points. Not good for him. You see 16th, he's not quite there. He could really use something like this to help him in. Ty Dillon, go ahead and throw him in the bag of names. See that need this for sure. He mired 31st in points. And the 37 of Ryan Preece. Lots of guys that are just about to make this transfer that could have a shot at a possibly good gain of points. And how about J.J. Yaley? What on earth is that? He's not in the transfer spot by any means. But goodness, he's 17th. It's a good run for them. Back at the front, we might want to look out for William Byron come time for this final 20-lap dash with the top 15 from here. He and DiBenedetto both pacing the field. Obviously not pushing much at all. They've definitely got this thing locked down so long as nothing tragic happens. Back here, Ryan Blaney's the first man out. This is definitely a lot easier to follow the positional battle for that transfer spot. Ryan Blaney, the first man out. 16th car. He's looking to try and get under the rookie Christopher Bell, who Bell has also had a rough season. This is something he needs desperately. And the inside's just been so dominant. Although I don't know, maybe the outside's starting to come in. Later on in the run, it looks like maybe, possibly, no, not in 3 and 4. But as of right now, this is the most important battle on the racetrack. Truex going under teammate Denny Hamlin, and Blaney is going to get under Christopher Bell. He's got a nose down there. Oh, he hits the apron there, actually. They're going to go 3 wide, possibly. Almost contact there. Blaney's going to go 2 for 1, or at least attempt to. And that's actually going to shuffle Denny Hamlin back. Denny Hamlin might fall out of this thing. Yes, he will. He's hitting freight train now. He's got J.J. Yaley on his inside. Denny Hamlin falls from the transfer spot. Oh, he goes way up high. Oh, that's not good at all. He really got something going on there. So that is going to put J.J. Yaley right on the edge. I don't know what they did to him or what they gave that car, but they are really, really pushing it today. For those who don't know, he is 40th. He is third to last in points. 40th in points. Boy, would it be a good shot for them if they could somehow make this final 15. Back at the front, it continues to be William Byron out front, although DiBenedetto seems to have dropped back just a little bit, back to 4th place. Bowman almost getting the wall there. These guys do need to take care of their cars because they do reuse them almost immediately after for the following 20-lap main event. So look back here. J.J. Yaley still biding his time, hoping to get something, get anything, as he's starting to face some pressure from Michael McDowell. And there goes McDowell diving down to the inside, knowing what he has to do. His target is 95 of Christopher Bell. That is the transfer spot, the all-important transfer spot. Sorry, excuse me, leaning over and having my fan get my microphone. Blaney trying to separate himself from that mess. A very important position, getting under Alex Bowman. And it is really just a watch for this 15th position to see what happens. Back to the front just to check on it. Kurt Busch looking to get around William Byron as if to make a statement. It does not matter where you finish in this race, by the way. The starting order is going to be randomly reset. So you see Ty Dillon going backwards in a hurry. He's in trouble. He's stuck up on that outside as we have 3 to go. Things are starting to heat up a little bit. McDowell getting close to Christopher Bell. Ty Dillon falling further back. Could Ty Dillon drop out at the last couple of laps? He's got a couple cars on his inside. If they get around him, McDowell's really driving it. He knows with that 13 stuck on the outside, there's his chance. 2 to go this time. McDowell under Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon is in very big danger of being knocked out, and there goes McDowell on the inside. Like I said, Dillon's in danger of being knocked out. There goes McDowell through to the 15th position. That takes Ty Dillon out of it. Now, can Denny Hamlin do anything? He's got his car down on that bottom lane. I don't know if he can do anything. White flag is out this time. Back at the front, Kurt Busch has found his way to the front. William Byron has fallen off a lot. Not like it's very necessary for him. Dillon's going to have one more shot at it. We'll see if he can do it. He's going to have to dive to the inside. He does, but the 34 takes away his line. And that is going to do it. Michael McDowell. Actually, I need to notice Kevin Harvick barely is the last person in to the 20-lap main. Ty Dillon just barely misses the show along with Denny Hamlin and Chris Buescher. A valiant effort by the 54 of J.G. Elliott and even the 96 of the 00. Oh my goodness. Joey Logano's back here. Cole Custer, the 77, the 20, Kyle Larson started up front. Jimmy Johnson pounded the wall. Wow. So I'm just going to do a little pause on the recording, and we're going to bring you back for the 15-lap feature and see who takes home the top 3 prizes. Alright, it is now nighttime here in Rockingham. We've got the final 15 set. With 40 seconds till we roll off, we're just going to go right through the starting lineup. Ryan Blaney starting in the back of this thing. Michael McDowell, Christopher Bell, Matt DiBenedetto, Austin Dillon, Clint Boyer, Ryan Preece, Kevin Harvick, Eric Almirola, William Byron, Kurt Busch, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., and Kyle Busch. Those top 3 with the best shots at improving their points situation. Now, Kurt Busch started on pole, and he fell back, but ultimately worked his way back up to the top spot. But we saw the 19 starting in 2nd place. That is where Kyle Larson started in the last race, and he ultimately dropped way back and didn't even get close to making the show. So if we pause for the command real quick.
Drivers, start your engines.
It'll be very interesting to see how this one wraps out. Another 20-lapper, however, the track has cooled down massively. Pace car walls himself again. The 15 finalists roll off, and they will battle for the top 3 positions. I'll remind you once again, the winner of this event gets 20 regular season points and 3 playoff points. Second place gets 10 regular season points and 2 playoff points. And third place gets 5 regular season points and 1 playoff point. So third place not a big reward, but hey, it's something for your efforts. Really, everybody's going for that win. It's 20 points can make a big difference. And 3 playoff points can be the difference in making that Final Four and not making that Final Four. Just have to see how it all goes out. No cautions last time, but with less cars and more to race for, who knows what could happen as Kyle Busch leads us down the front stretch, pace cars off. And we are racing from the rock. Bowman already pulling up to the high side to try and get something going there. The pressure that provided to Truex gave Kyle Busch an excellent opportunity to pull away there as Bowman smacks the outside wall. That is not good for him. That is going to virtually take him out of the running for this thing. That is heavy damage for him. Top 3 currently Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Busch's teammate Kurt Busch. We saw Kurt Busch have great speed, and he was able to come back, take over, and win the last event we had just earlier today. William Byron led the majority of it. He is back there in 5th. Lots of guys sliding off the track there, trying to get everything they can. There is no laying back here. Everybody is pushing it to the max to try and get what they can. So they'll come across the stripe. So far, no cautions, no big incidents, just Alex Bowman smacking the outside wall. Ooh, Almirola fishtailing it, almost hitting the wall. And man, Kyle Busch is looking speedy, although Chase Elliott not let him get too far out in front. Kyle Busch currently sat 10th in points, having, to their standards, a lackluster season. 3 top 10s throughout 7 races is not necessarily ideal for this race team, but they do have a victory, so that does help them. And a win here today would put them up to 232 points, and just like that, put them in the top 5 and in the conversation for the points lead. They would be within 2 points of the points lead. And we look at it this way. Of the top 5 in points, the only driver in this event, oh my goodness, they're almost wrecking back there. Of the top 5 in points, the only driver in this event is William Byron. Kyle Larson didn't make it. Alex Bowman, well, he's in it, but he's dead last because he's got down. Well, he's working his way up anyways. He's there. Joey Logano's not in it. Eric Jones is not here. William Byron's in it, and he's not even here, so Jimmy Johnson's not here, and he's 6th. So Chase Elliott is 7th in points, and he's in 2nd. So say he gets 10 plus points, that is going to put him up to 2nd in the standings, just 1 point behind Kyle Larson. If Kyle Busch wins it, 232 points total for him, puts him 4 points behind Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott wins it, he gets the points lead. If Kurt Busch wins it, he's only 16th in points. That's going to catapult him up to 12th. You know, it's just a lot of situations where this could be significant in the regular season points. And by the way, 3 playoff points. That's kind of a big deal. For now, it doesn't look like that points lead is going to be changing if Kyle Busch does pull off the victory. Setting a pretty stellar pace. Chase Elliott just inches faster last lap. Not enough. As we approach halfway, we're going to go back through the field. Kurt Busch and Truex Jr. running relatively close for that 3rd position. William Byron sat in 5th. And in the other race, 5th place is a great run and you'd be happy with it. Not in this race, because you need 3rd or better to gain anything. Ryan Preece making the best effort he possibly can. Running 6th, needs a few more spots. Austin Dillon, definitely a good thing for them. They were just outside the playoffs. I don't think this is going to be it for them. They're pretty far back and we're halfway. Chase Elliott hasn't been able to do anything about Kyle Busch. And there's McDowell, who made a hard charge late to get into this thing, running 8th. If anything, a good run for them. They learn from it. Get some experience running from these, some more experience running with these bigger teams. Kevin Harvick didn't seem to have the greatest car, nor did Delaney. They barely made it in. Almirola back here. De Benedetto, who has had a less than desirable season with good runs. They just haven't finished well. And then Alex Bowman. Poor Alex Bowman. You know, if the way things are going, he's going to retain his 2nd spot in points. But man, what an opportunity. If he wins this race, you know, if he did win the race, then he'd catapult ahead of Larson by 19 points. Huge opportunity missed for them. Same could say for Clint Boyer. A win would put him in the points lead. And the 95 of Christopher Bell, one of the rookies this season, currently mired all the way down. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. 21st in points. Still, not where they want to be. As we get on to lap 13 of 20, Kyle Busch is stretching it out over Chase Elliott. Not a whole lot of action going on at the front. This race was almost going to be 40 laps, but I figured with 15 cars, I'm not sure how exciting it's going to be. And currently it's just Kyle Busch putting a masterclass on the field. It's not even close for Chase Elliott. Yeah, he goes down another half 10th. Kurt Busch is running the relatively same pace as Kyle Busch, but he's so far back, I don't think he can do anything. They could end like this. Although if I am Chase Elliott or Kurt Busch, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they are running back here. For they will be, each of them will be one of the only 3 cars actually gaining anything today. Now all single file. Chase Elliott continues to lose time to Kyle Busch, and honestly at this point there's not really much to say. Kyle Busch seems to have awoken. He looked decently racy in the first event. Wasn't totally a winning car. But the sun went down, the stars came out. And I guess quite literally in terms of NASCAR, these stars came out. Kyle Busch leading, coming by with 4 laps to go. His brother Kurt running third. And unfortunately, I think I've exhausted just about every topic I can. Really. I'm not really sure what else to say about this. Whew. Good thing it's a short video. This wasn't too exciting as I thought it would be. I've already got the plans set up for the other races. The other ones are going to be very interesting. I picked Rockingham because it's a popular location. Who doesn't love Rockingham? When there's enough cars, I guess it provides good racing. Chase Elliott not that much slower that time. Doesn't really matter now unless he starts gaining by like, half a second a lap. So to go for the 18 car. Elliott faster that time, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Believe me, he is doing everything he possibly can to catch Kyle Busch. I just don't think there's anything he can do. To come through turns 3 and 4. Kyle Busch rides it out to take the white flag. That time around, he runs identical? Just about. Chase Elliott just a little bit slower. The 9 car tried all he could, but Kyle Busch was just too good tonight. And he will be victorious in the first point scramble of the season, plus 20 points to him, 10 to Elliott, and Kurt Busch just barely holding off Martin Truex Jr. for that last points paying position as the 15 car field whizzes by. Oh, I didn't really want to do that. Oh, that's loud. I think it stops in a second. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that at all. Alright, well, we're finishing the video like this. With this ridiculously loud theme song. There you go. Kyle Busch noses one out at Rockingham 16-9. Electrifying battle for a hard-fought victory. He will take home 20 regular season points and 3 playoff points. And that should net him just barely behind the leader in points. Chase Elliott plus 10 points on the day. That is good for him. That's actually going to put him closer to the points lead. And Kurt Busch, this is going to help him inch just a little bit further up the standings. So I'm actually going to pause the recording at these points, and we will give you a points update. Updated since last week at Texas and this race. Oh, it stopped. Great. And here we are. Take a look at these point standings. Things definitely got shaken up a lot. That plus 10 is going to catapult Chase Elliott from somewhere around here, 7th, all the way up to 3rd. 1 point behind Kyle Larson and tied with Alex Bowman. Obviously, 8 races into the 27 race, or I guess 26 race, not including the All-Star race. 8 races into the 26 race regular season, things could change drastically. As for Kyle Busch, it puts him up to 6th in the standings, but man, look at how tight the top 6 are. 4 points separating them, and then even if you want to go ahead and include William Byron and Jimmy Johnson just to make it an even 10 points, it doesn't even drop off that much further after that. We could go as far as to say the top 13 in points only separated by 30 points. So think about it. If Kyle Larson finishes last in a race, he could fall all the way down. I mean, that's exactly what we saw happen to Chase Elliott, which actually, now that I think about it, it's a little bit ridiculous. He was leading points, right? We saw him fall all the way down. He got second in that point scramble, and he is right back up there. He was only leading it by 2, and now he's only losing it by 1. So, hey, man, that just shows the effectiveness. As you can see over here, we're going to be keeping track of the point scrambles. Just the finishing positions of them, just see how they added up. And then we'll go look at our playoff situation. This is not the grid. This is just who is in and who is out. Clint Boyer with the 2 wins on top. Locked in on wins, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney. Daniel Suarez maintaining a top 31 position, currently 25th. Not totally safe. He's only got an 18 point gap over Quinn Hoff. But so far, they've been doing pretty good, staying up there, and we'll see where they are at the end of the season. But yeah, he's locked in. We've got the guys on points: Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Joey Logano, Eric Jones, William Byron, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, the last man in, and it looks like that one playoff point is actually going to make a huge difference for him. Obviously not right now. Obviously right now, it's not, because there's still like 20 something races before the playoffs. But the way it sorts, we go by wins, and then we go by points, and then we go by playoff points, and then we go by top fives. So if he has no playoff points, that puts Chastain over him on their town points. But because he has that one playoff point, it's got to go to top fives, and he wins the tiebreaker for top fives. So obviously right now, that's going to be totally different. It might not be Kurt Busch and Ross Chastain battling for that last playoff spot come time we get over to Dover and Daytona and Watkins Glen right before the playoffs. But this is just an example of how these things can matter, and they are definitely going to play into the season later. I mean, across all of them, a grand total of 175 regular season points up for grabs, and a grand total of 30 playoff points over here. There's a lot at stake total across these things. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording here. Obviously, I did points a little bit longer, talked about it, because first of all, I haven't done a whole points update. Second of all, it's a relatively short video compared to the others, and I'm trying to keep it a little bit consistent. So you can probably tell the tone of my voice is deafened. I'm getting a little bit tired. Family's asleep. I'm not trying to wake anybody up. But that is all I've got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know it wasn't the most thrilling event, but I do think the point situation did make it interesting. I've got some real interesting stuff planned for the next 4. Some stuff that probably is actually a bit stupid, but will definitely be entertaining and fun to watch. So I can't wait to get that out to y'all, and I hope hope you enjoyed it. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.